What's up, America? It's your girl bringing you some news you can use. We are live at the number one internet radio station, IntellectualRadio.com, which is an iHeart radio station, guaranteed to feed your brain. We are streaming 24/7. We have amazing shows, amazing guests. I'm sure one that will definitely pique your interest. I am back in the studio today, and I'm glad to be back in the studio. So, today, my goal is to inform, educate, entertain, and inspire. In this intellectual dialogue hour, we're going to be sharing information, giving introspection, and providing some inspiration. So, today we're going to be talking about how to make your business stand out during the pandemic, right? And how to say no without hurting someone's feelings. Now, I'm sure that you all can figure out a way to do that, but if you have a better way of doing it, then please let me know. Today's intro show is sponsored by no other than Krispy Kreme. They make the most awesome donuts on the planet every single day, and they are very addictive. I'm sure you've tried them, and just recently we had International Donut Day, and of course, I took advantage of that. So I made sure I went to Krispy Kreme. Krispy Kreme gave you any size coffee for free and a donut. Dunkin' Donuts, is my favorite. They gave you a medium size free cup of coffee. So that happens every year. And if you do not take advantage of it, make sure you take advantage of it next year. Krispy Kreme has several locations, hopefully one near you. They have one right here in Hillside, which is 110 South Manhattan Road in Hillside, Illinois. They have one at 17815 South Hosted Street in Homewood, 9150 Southwestern Avenue in Evergreen Park. And then they have one at Block 37. So I'm sure one near you. Now, before we even get started, if today is your birthday, happy birthday to you. And let me get my little quote ready for you. May you have all the joy your heart can have, all the smiles a day can bring, all the blessings a life can unfold. May you get the world's best, very thing that you wish for. Happy birthday from Making Waves with Miss Darci and crew. Now, we're going to take a pause for a cause. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about things you need to know right now. And then we'll get right into our hot topic, how to make your business stand out during the pandemic and how to say the word no without hurting someone's feeling, but definitely getting your point across. You're tuned in to Making Waves with Ms. Darcy on IntellectualRadio.com, which is an iHeart radio station. We'll be back in a moment.
Hi, my name is Hannah Olivia Payne. Listen to Making Waves with Miss Darcy on IR and iHeart radio station, Tuesday and Thursday, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. We love you, Miss Darcy.
Hey, this is Lenny Williams, and I enjoy listening to IntellectualRadio.com and Making Waves with Miss Darcy.
Are bill collectors calling you? Are you afraid to answer the phone? Afraid of lawsuits, garnishments, losing your apartment, house, or car? Then call us for your debt relief options. I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Chapter 7 or 13 can relieve the debt pressure. Call us now for a free phone mini consultation or log on to infotapes.com. We're the law firm you trust to get you out of debt. 1-800-401-4010.
It's a new year and the first anniversary of our revolutionary acne treatment. To celebrate, we have an amazing new offer for you. Order Proactive Plus, and for a special limited time, you'll pay just $19.95. Imagine yourself with skin so clear and beautiful, you feel confident to go after all the things you want. Make it happen today with Proactive Plus.
That's a huge difference. Look at that. Proactive Plus makes me feel amazingly beautiful.
Proactive Plus is dermatologist developed to help seek out and fix problem areas on your skin. And it's proven to work 4 times faster than the leading prescription.
This product is doing it. I started seeing results with Proactive Plus within the first week.
Now's the best time ever to order because we're offering extra savings to first-time customers. Call 1-800-773-5681 to get our 3-step system plus free gifts and free shipping. All just $19.95.
I use Proactive Plus every day. Like, I literally use this stuff.
So, welcome back to Making Waves with Miss Darcy, IntellectualRadio.com every Tuesday and Thursday, starting at 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. So, news you need to know right now, and I'm sure all of you all already know what's going on in the news with your president. So, a couple of things. Do you all believe that Trump, your president, has the virus? Do you believe that he has the coronavirus? Now, some people say yes, some people say it's a hoax, some people say it's a scheme to get more publicity. I'm not sure. I kind of feel that at first maybe it was a publicity stunt, but because all these other individuals that were at the White House have it, I tend to think that maybe he does have it. But here's the sad thing, he's living recklessly. What I mean by that is when they had to take him from the White House to the hospital to Walter Reed, the physicians there are only giving us certain information. So they're keeping certain information from us. They're not telling us how sick he is. They say he's no longer on oxygen. So that means that he did have to have oxygen at one point, right? And then who do you know that has the coronavirus that's out in a motorcade driving around the hospital? I mean, who does that? I'm not sure what he's doing, why he's doing what he's doing, but I would like to hear your viewpoint. So please give us a call here at 708 or you can inbox me and I'll share your comments or dilemmas live here at intellectualradio.com. Now, all I can say is a lot of people have been seriously hurt by this pandemic. A lot of people continue to be hurt. It's widespread. And if he does have it, so now he's out of the hospital, he's back at the White House. But then I wake up this morning and see he's at the White House taking pictures and takes his mask off, telling individuals worldwide, nationwide, not to fear the virus. Like, really, I still feel fear for the virus every time I walk out of my house. How about you? Right? I think this thing is more serious than he wants to say or that his doctors want to let on. I'm not sure why he would remove his mask despite the coronavirus infection. I'm not sure why he would drive around in a motorcade and the doctors would allow him to drive around in a motorcade and still infect other people inside the motorcade. The motorcade is to protect him, not for him to drive around the hospital. I don't know who does that. So that's my negative news for today, but my positive news on how to become a better you every single day. Well, here are some things on how you can become a better you every single day. Number one, be more observant. Notice everything that surrounds you. The world is full of examples, ideas, words, wisdom, mistakes, and experiences. Number two, collect all of these ideas and thoughts, write them in a journal, try to evaporate your mind too fast, try to capture all of these things that are going on before it's too late. Write them down, which is my biggest pet peeve. Write them down, right? I keep a notepad, I keep my journal. So if I think of something, I get up and write it down so that I don't forget, right? Number three, read a lot. Reading was never my big thing. I like videos, I like webinars, but reading is starting to, because of the pandemic, I'm starting to do more reading. Reading is the best investment that any individual can make for themselves. Just devote at least 30 minutes a day to reading and watch what happens. Number four, analyze your day at the end of your day. Before you go to bed, spend a few minutes analyzing your day. What could have not been done, what you should have done, what didn't really need that much of attention. Consider what things managed that you did well and what mistakes you made so that the next day you get a chance, guess what, to do it all over again. And the last but not least, start writing. The biggest value of good writing skills is that you cultivate this discipline. So if you write every single day, like I write every single day in my journal, it becomes a habit, right? So that's something that you want to gradually work on doing. Now we're going to go right into one of our hot topics for today. Life has to move forward. Everything has its time and everything has its end. And that's what I'm saying for the pandemic. So, how do we, as entrepreneurs, business owners, retail owners, make our business stand out? Where there are tons of strategies we can do to help our business stand out, especially now during the pandemic, where there's not a lot of events going on, a lot of pop-up shops going on, a lot of big events are not going on right now because of the pandemic and the 6 foot rule and wearing a mask, right? So it is a little tough now to keep our business afloat. But we are in the fourth quarter. We only have 3 more months in 2020, and hopefully 2021 will be a better year for us all worldwide. So, what are some of the things that we can do during the pandemic to keep our business afloat and to make it stand out? Well, I have a couple of things. One, before we get started, let me see how I want to word this. Okay, so the first thing I would say that we want to do with your business, you got to let people know that you have a business. We have social media, which is huge. Social media is free. Only thing you need is internet. So you want to start with social media. You got Facebook, you got Twitter, you got LinkedIn, you got Flickr, you got Tumblr, you got Pinterest. You have so many social media sites. You have the one that the kids use, TikTok. And so you have all of these outlets, social media outlets to use. You have to figure out which one works best for your product, service, or brand. And that may be a little hard, but you have to kind of figure out which one works best for your product, service, or brand. You want to focus on building an experience of transformation. How will your product benefit Darci? How will your product benefit Sue? How will your product benefit Mary or Matthew? You have to figure out how to go to them. And you don't want to seem like you're salesy, but you want to let them know from your experience why your product, service, or brand would benefit the next individual, right? You want to be emotional. And when I say be emotional, you want to help your business stand out. When I say be emotional, when you're sharing your story on how you got started and why you're doing what you're doing, you want it to be heartfelt so that it doesn't sound like you're reading for something. It sounds like you're giving your own personal experience and testimony because this is your journey, this is your livelihood. And so you have to sell it to someone to make them believe, become a believer in your product, service, or brand, right? And so that's something we have to work on, making your story a bestseller. Also, your design, your look, your logo, your label, whatever it is that you're doing, your brand, what are you doing to make your brand stand out? Are you using bright colors? Are you using cursive? Are you using bold font? You have to find out what differentiates you from another individual who's doing the same thing that you're doing, right? So take my invention, water, D flat Tommy water, right? So it has 21 organic ingredients where I just added two more ingredients. So the color is a little different, it's a little darker, but the ingredients, when I hand out the samples to individuals, they said they could taste the difference. They didn't know what it was, but they liked what it did. So you have to do little things to pump up your business, and you have to be willing to invest in your business, whatever that may be, to get it out to the consumer, right? So we have 3 months go. We got less than 90 days. We have to build a community. So wherever you live, do everybody in your community, the gas station, the retail stores, the small candy stores, the healthcare centers, the clinics, the beauty shops, the nail shops, the barber shops. I'm trying to just paint a picture. Do all of those individuals know who you are? Well, last week I took some goodie bags. They were really small, and I put lotion, chapstick, and hand sanitizer. And I put inside of it, I wish I had brought it, but I forgot it. I'll bring it, I'll have it next time. So I had my card, my D Flat Tommy Water card, and my Making Waves with Miss Darci radio card. And so I gave this to them and said, this is who I am. This is what I'm doing in the community. I would love for you to support D Flat Tommy Water and my Making Waves with Miss Darci radio show. And whatever that may be, whether it's watching my show, sharing my show, whatever that looks like, I'm asking the community to help me grow my business, right? And so that's what we want to do. We want to do little things to boost our brand, which is what we're talking about, to make your brand stand out. Now, I don't know if anybody else has come up with different ideas on how to make their business stand out, but that is what worked for me. And so I handed out, I think it was 23 or 24 goodie bags. And out of those, I got about 7 or 8 replies back from that. And I thought that was really interesting since I've never did that before, but that was the idea that I came up with. And that was the idea that I decided to go with. And so stay tuned to see what those new businesses from me going out, handing that out, what it did for my brand as well as my product. And so stay tuned for that. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about today is Tuesday. Where are you at right now with your business? Where are you at right now with your product, with your service, or your brand? Whatever it is you have, where are you right now today? Stop for a second and analyze where are you at. Where do you want to be by Friday of this week? Where do you want to be next Friday and the following Friday? There's 5 weekends in October. Where do you want to be at the end of that day? Whether that day ends for you for your week on a Saturday or a Sunday, where do you want to be? When you look at your business account or wherever you do your numbers, for me, I use Square and I see where I'm at, and they give me an analysis of where I was last month at that time, where I was last month, the first week of the month, and where I want to be, and if I'm down or if I'm up. And so that's what I want you all to do. I don't know what you all use to track your numbers or your sales, but figure out where you are today and where you were last year. So I asked them to send me where I was last year at this time with D flat Tommy Water. So I'm waiting on those results. But we want to see where we are. So we don't want to wait to December and start trying to do all of this stuff. We want to make out, even if you had to do a vision board. This weekend I did a vision board Sunday. While Elliot and the guys were watching the game, I did a vision board to see where I want to be by the end of this month. And then if I can accomplish that, then where I want to be by the end of November or in time for Thanksgiving. So right now, my goal is to start working out for 30 minutes a day. Oh, and that's going to be a struggle. Every time I think about that, I'll be like, oh God, can I do it? Right. So that's the goal. I'm trying to change my mindset to work out 30 minutes a day, which includes hula hoop, jumping rope, some squats, and a couple of other exercises, right? I do them, but I want to do them at a certain time every day, right? So I can make it a habit. And that's what I'm working on. So I'm going to post later on tonight, hopefully, that you guys can join me so that way I'm held accountable if I say a certain time that I have to be up and ready to work out at that time. So that's the goal. So I'm not looking to lose any more weight, but I want to tone. And I want to tone from October through December 31st. That's one of my goals. My other goal is to get D Flat Tommy Water into Walmart.com. And so I'm working on that and another store, right? I finally finished the label. It has the ingredients, it has the time, and then I added the two new ingredients. So I'm excited about where I am with that, but I could be a little further. So I'm working on that goal. I'm also working on celebrating my new season, which starts in December. And so I'm trying to figure out things to do to make it a better show, a more consistent show. I have someone taking care of my dad. So now, so far, it's working good. This is the second month. So I'm keeping my fingers and my toes crossed that that continues to work out. But I'm working on things that I could do to help my brand as well. So, what are you doing to increase your brand during the pandemic? Because when we have the pandemic, we're not out as visual as we normally would. I used to have events on the weekends, events during the week, but because of the pandemic, I'm still a little scared. I don't know about you, but I'm still a little scared. I got like 5 or 6 masks. I got hand sanitizers in my car. I got gloves. And so, even though your president is doing all this crazy, reckless stuff, I still have to use common sense when it comes to that. And so that's where I'm at. I don't want to go out because of a pandemic. I want to, work smarter and not harder. And so these are just some of the things I'm doing. I also ordered business cards because I only have postcards for my water and postcards for my radio show, but I ordered business cards. Well, not business cards, they're called note cards. So I got them. And so I'll be going out to different gas stations when they come to introduce myself and give out goodie bags. So that's where I'm at now. My goal is to give out 100 this month. So I've already given out 20 something. So I have 70 some more to go. And so that's what I'm doing because that I walk up to them with my mask on, say who I am, and then hand them my information and then ask them for their information so that I can follow with them in an email. Not necessarily face to face, but in the email. I'm looking for new sponsors for my next season. I'm looking for individuals to have their logo in whatever I'm doing to promote their product, service, or brand. So we have to be creative. We have to step outside of our comfort zone and do something different than what we've been doing, especially since it's the pandemic. If you have ideas of what you're doing to make your business stand out, my other thing I want to do is more lives. A lot of people are working from home during the pandemic with their children and they're doing e-learning. And so you can pop on, I can pop on for 5 or 10 minutes and do a Facebook Live, an Instagram Live, even a LinkedIn Live, and just talk about what's going on, or pick a topic, accountability, mindset, just different words. You can talk about that one word for an entire month. So you're only going to be on there 5 or 10 minutes. You don't want to overwhelm the viewer, but just talk about it and then engage them and ask them if they have any questions, and say where they are, and and what they're doing and what made them come on to your live. Was it the topic that you said you were going to talk about, or what? So that's my next goal, is to work on doing something like that. But consistency is the key. So I notice when I'm live, when I'm here at the studio, when I'm doing lives and I'm talking about seven streams of income or a product, service, or brand, people will tune in. But then when I'm not consistent, then people tend to find something else to tune into. So what I'm learning from my mentor is that we have to be visible. And so, how visible do we want our product, service, brand to be? Do we want it to be every day, or once a week, or twice a week? So, we have to be visible and not invisible. And that's something I'm working on. I'm working on getting better at those things. And so, what are you working on to get better at with your product, service, or brand, right? So, we're going to take a pause. I hope some of those things, some of those nuggets will help you in your product, service, and brand, whatever that is you want to do, or whatever, how it looks. But do an analysis and see where you were last year on this date financially. See where you were. See where you are today, if you're lower or if you're higher, and then what you have to do to continue. People keep saying, I hear people say all the time, I want to be a millionaire, I want to be wealthy. But what are you doing to get there? It doesn't happen overnight unless you hit the lottery or someone leaves you, an inheritance. We have to really work hard for what we want. And the way things are with the pandemic, we have to work even harder. So I'm always trying to come up with ways that's innovative, that I can use social media to get my product, service, or brand out. I'm doing a lot of webinars, I'm doing a lot of trainings. So we have to do that to keep our mindset going with all of this stuff. And if you are watching everything that's going on with the pandemic, with the news, with Trump, with the virus, watch it for a little bit. Don't let it consume you. Because when it first came out, I think back in March, I was watching it like all day long. Like literally, I could tell you anything you wanted to know, like right then. But now you have to take away some of that negativity. You have to focus on something positive. So, of course, you want to know what's going on, when the debate is, what's going on, how do you vote, if you need to mail in your ballots, all that type of thing. But don't let it consume you. We want to be aware and want to be abreast, but don't let it just take over your entire mind, because it's too much, right? You have to walk away from that. And I have my hula hoop. I did my little hula hoop 2 weeks ago on a Saturday in the backyard when it was really nice outside, right? And got tons of reviews. Ain't picked up that hula hoop since then, right? So my goal is to do that when I get home after I take my purse in to get fixed, is to work on doing certain things. I felt good using the hula hoop because it has weight in it, right? And so I ordered it. I have the jump rope and the handles have weight in it. And it's something small. I'm not into a big exercise workout. That's not me. That's not me. But if I can do like 20 or 30 minutes consistently, then I'm good. I'm good. I'm not going to sign up for a health club. But if someone has something going on around here in my community, I would do that if they got it 2 or 3 days a week. Somebody suggested I get the step board. So I'm going to look and see who has the step board. They say they have a lot of exercises with the step board. So just something gradual, baby steps. I'm not wanting to work out for an hour unless it's someplace where I feel comfortable. It's not a lot of people. They're practicing social distancing, then I would definitely consider it, right? I don't want to go somewhere where I got to drive 45 minutes to get there and 45 minutes to get home. If it's 10 or 15 minutes, even 20 minutes, I'm willing to do that. So if you have something like that with exercise in the community, please hit me up and let me know. I'm definitely interested. If you have a product, service, or brand and you want it to be featured on Making Waves with Miss Darcy, inbox me. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and I'm also on YouTube. Not as much as I need to be on YouTube, so I'm working on that too. I have a long list of stuff I'm working on, but I'm taking my time so that I can work on each one accordingly, right? So we're going to take a pause and we're going to come back and say the magic word, which is a sentence. How do you tell someone no? Is there a proper way to say no? Is there a proper way? You tell me. Back in a moment. IntellectualRadio.com, which is an iHeartRadio station. Okay, let's see.
American Express for travel and entertainment worldwide. Just show them this, the American Express card. Someday, I may even use it on the moon. It's a marvelous thing. Oh, so you can affect plane tickets, traveler's checks, the lost art. Really? That works? American Express's timeless safety and security are available on Apple Pay. The next evolution of membership is here.
These 100% beef burgers are stacked with bacon, sweet bourbon sauce, and apparently my mom's fave, spicy sriracha sauce. Eat it. Don't tweet it, Mom.
Denny's Big Burger Bash with burgers starting at $6.99. Denny's, welcome to America's Diner.
It's 2 for $5 coming at you live.
Hey, sir, welcome to Burger King. How are you? See what you
No pressure. All of America's watching. Original chicken sandwich. Big K! And the foul.
How you gonna lose when you mix and match?
Mix and match 2 large premium sandwiches for $5 only at Burger King.
Welcome back. If you're just missing the show, Making Waves with Miss Darcy on IntellectualRadio.com, and I am in the studio today. So, if you're just tuning in, I talked about ways you can get your business to stand out during the pandemic. So, please do me a favor because I forgot to say, please share the broadcast. But how can you say the word no? What gets in the way of saying the word no? Sometimes we just do things and we know we really deep down inside don't want to do it because we don't feel comfortable telling someone else the word no, right? We figure out a way to avoid no and we end up doing all these things we really don't want to do instead of just saying no. I have a girlfriend, she just come right out and just say no. And I'd be like, how do you do that? I'd be trying to figure out a reason, an excuse. And she said, people know what the word no means. It don't mean sometimes it means not right now, but if it's something that you really don't want to do and you'd rather be doing something else, you don't have to go through an explanation. Just say, no, that's not a good fit for me, or no, I can't do it at this time. Even if your friends are counting on you, your family is counting on you. If you're thinking, if I say no, they're going to be upset with me. How do you say no to someone, right? The benefit of saying no, I didn't even know there was a benefit. Saying no is not bad or wrong. It's a self care for you. It may be something somebody wants you to go and do, and you know you just too tired to really do it. And that means you have to drive to that person or drive to that event. It's okay to say no. They say no, and you just don't know that they use the word no, right? If you say no, that doesn't mean that you're not a good person. You have the right to say no, and you can do it without hurting someone's feelings. Just say no, that doesn't work for me right now. Maybe perhaps next time, or maybe next time, right? A lot of people, and I know me, I tend to shun when it comes to saying no. But actually, there are some nice ways to say no. And you can actually Google this to say no and still be nice. So here are 10 ways you can say no and still be nice. One, say, let me think about it. I'll get back to you. Or here's what would work for me. So maybe you can do a compromise. I can't come at 7 and stay to 9, but maybe I can come for an hour. Or can I get back to you? Right. Now, if you say, can I get back to you? Are you really going to get back to the individual? Or you just saying that to avoid saying no? The same one I just used. Number 4, that doesn't work for me. Maybe another time, another place. Right. Number 5, I appreciate you asking, but right now I just can't. And you can do it with feeling. You don't have to be harsh or mean to say it, right? Number 6, I know this is important to you, but right now I just can't. My hands are tied, right? And then you wait for the rebuttal. Number 7, thanks for thinking of me, but this not going to work for me at this time. Because maybe you got 3 or 4 other things to do that day, and you got to try to cram in another event or another webinar or another Zoom. I've did so many Zooms that, oh my God. But and let me just say this. Well, let me finish this, and then we'll talk about Zoom. Number 8, that isn't doable for me right now. So you're still saying no, but you're using the words are different. You're rewording it. And number 9, oh, I wish I could, but I just can't. That's it. I can help you find a solution, but I'm not going to be able to participate. That's it. That's it. I just want to say one thing, people. When you're doing these Zooms, please dress accordingly. I done been on some Zoom. People like they got on their pajamas. They just woke up. They ain't combed their hair. They ain't brushed their teeth. And I'm like, really? So at least try to be a little presentable. You know, comb your hair, brush your teeth, put a little lotion on, and that's it. At least do that. Um, Here are some other ways you can say no. Let me think about it. Here's what will work for me. Can I get back to you? Some of the things that I just said, right? So if you Google how to say no and still be pleasant, right? It's really the facial. If you're in front of the person, if you're on the phone, they can feel it what you're saying through your voice. But if you're face to face, just be honest with them. Like, no, I can't do it right now. Maybe another time. And it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means that self care is more important. And during the pandemic, I hope everybody is practicing self care because a lot of times we get so caught up. Like, I got my niece doing my nails. You know, she's really good at it. She loves makeup. She's really good at it. We really still have to be cautious because of the pandemic. Where you're in a place where there's a lot of people, then you have to use discernment, right? I um I was gonna mention my hair, but I'm not. But the people that know me know, but I'm not gonna mention it right now. But I do want to leave you all with a quote. It says the odds may be stacked against you right now. Yet I believe when you tap into your unique gifts and abilities while combining them with a sense of purpose, passion, and perseverance, you would not only defy all the odds, but you will help create a better life for yourself and the rest of us. Um, I got that quote and I thought that was fitting and appropriate, right? So, really, that's all I have. I do have a great guest on Thursday, but that's all I have for today. So, I hope that the nuggets that I shared, and if you have some more you would like to share, please feel free to inbox me. If you have a topic you would like to discuss on Making Waves with Miss Darcy, and I know lately I've been talking about the president, the pandemic, what's going on, Black Lives Matter, and things like that. But I am back to generating 7 streams of income. So I'll be talking about how to make money during the pandemic. And so we're in the fourth quarter. We need to get this money to set it up 2021 so that we're no longer struggling. We're no longer laid off. We're no longer looking for someone else. Oh, that was my other phone, you guys. I thought I had turned it off, but I guess I did. And so we gotta, so we gotta look for other ways. Look for other ways. My chair went down. I'm like, wait a minute, how come the mic got so high? Let me scoot back up. A lot of people are being laid off during the pandemic. And so, what can you do to use your talent, your gift that God gave you to generate income to help you and your family? With the pandemic, companies are closing, people are being furloughed, people are being laid off. My brother-in-law is a mechanic at an airline. They closed the whole airline down, so they're not bringing it back. A lot of restaurant owners are struggling with the pandemic with their income, but an entrepreneur, no one can fire you but yourself. So here's times to step out your comfort zone. Whatever it is you had on the back burner that you've been wanting to do for years or months, start a business, whether it's blogging, consulting, being a grant writer, radio personality, doing a podcast, whatever it is, now is your time to do this. That way, you're creating a legacy for you and your family. It's a new journey. You may be scared, but it's time to step out of your comfort zone and make it happen. And I challenge you to start that today because uh, we're in a recession, whether people don't want to believe it or not. I've never seen the economy be like it is right now. And I don't see, I know, they say you see the light at the end of the tunnel. I haven't seen the light yet because they still have to come up with a virus. And a lot of individuals are not going to be receptive to getting the vaccine because there's so many other underlying issues with the vaccine. There's so many unknowns. I'm not going to be one to try it. I know that they need people to try the vaccine. I'm not going to be one of them people. I'm going to stand back in the back and let y'all try it and let me know how that works out. So I know all I can say is pray right now and try to do the best you can. Wash your hands, practice self distancing, watch your surroundings, and wear your mask. Um, That's all I have. Please share the broadcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm so excited to be back in the studio. And in closing, build your own dreams, or someone else will hire you to build theirs. And that could be me or one of you listening. Have $1,000,000 day. Bye bye for now. So let me find my to go music. My son has a song out called Colors. And I'm going to play that as I close out my show. Thank you guys for tuning in and have a great day. Y'all don't want me to get up and start dancing. No, I ain't. I say that. Y'all ain't ready.